Hey everybody, this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine again. It's still the 17th, 2023. I made a video about concerning magnets from my last video, and I missed one thing. I've told y'all about it, and it should be pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to show y'all kind of how I do it. So when I leave my place, and I do this every time, I don't think somebody would break in every time I left. If I didn't put anything on the door, they would break in every time I left, right? But now I have to put this on every time so they don't break in when I leave. So I'll just show y'all real quick. I get a little roll of toilet paper, and you don't have to get too much, maybe one, two, three, four, five squares. Kind of tear it off. Toilet paper. This isn't actually great. My parents got me like bulk toilet paper like this, but I usually get the aloe kind. I love it. It's kind of expensive. Then what you're gonna want to do, you got how many squares? One, two, three, four, five squares right here, six squares or whatever. But just start kind of rolling it down. Just start kind of rolling it down like this, so you get a little bit of a little kind of a little roll here. And let me show y'all. You want a little bit more than this. This would do. This would be enough. So you got here, right? You've rolled it like this. And so when I leave, I'll be closing the door. Now on my top lock, I'll put this little part, like I'll kind of close the door on it, right? So this kind of this lines up with the lock, right? So I put this there, and then this part can go over the lock, right? It can go over the top lock. This little strip of very, very thin toilet paper. And then what you do, well, you're kind of setting it up, right? You want to make sure before you start putting the tape on, lock that top lock, right? Because sometimes I put the tape on and then I haven't locked the top lock. I have to do it over again. But lock that top lock, lock the bottom. You can do this on the top and the bottom lock if you want to. I think when I go to Florida, I think I'm gonna maybe go to Florida to visit my parents this weekend, maybe like in a week or something. I'm gonna put them on both. I'm just gonna put toilet paper on both, kind of, and then I get this kind of tape right here. Let me take one piece out. But you would have this kind of situated where it's in the lock and it's kind of over the thing, and you'd have to kind of pull it up over that top lock, right? And then you get this kind of tape. It's mailing package tape. Just what I would suggest, you don't have to get a specific tape, but this mailing package tape that I just got at Home Depot. And it's like very clear, right? Very clear and very strong, very strong. So you'd have this like over your top lock, and then you put this tape on it, right? On the toilet paper over the lock, right? And then you maybe put another piece of tape a little further down. The deal is if somebody wants to take that tape off and that toilet paper off your top lock to use their key, like the maintenance guy, or if they're handing out keys, or they come into our house, they somehow get keys to the house to allow gangstalkers come in. You put this over the top lock. If they pull this tape off, like right now I just pulled it off, but if you put on a bunch of pieces of tape, it's gonna rip it. It's gonna rip it. You're gonna be able to notice them messing around with this. So I just thought it was a very simple solution to the break-ins. Since I've been doing this with the toilet paper, like I put like tape and things without toilet paper just on the door. They would take those off and come in and kind of put it back, and I would notice that it was different. But with this, it's like they really tear it up if they try to, and they haven't tried yet. And I've noticed no bugs, no roaches, no spiders, none of that shit, none of that stuff in my place, and no stretched out underwear or things like that. I don't usually have any like open containers in my fridge. I usually get like cans of stuff, bottles of stuff, one serving size. I know that's probably tough for a lot of you men and women who cook, but I thought this was a very simple solution, for that, and it seems to deter it. So if we can get a lot of targeted individuals, deterring the break-ins through just some simple things like this. Put in the comments if you have like a better way, or you think you have a better way to block the door. That's in my targeting, that's been it's been a big thing, feeling like I can't leave the house. Even having this simple solution, which it takes like, it takes 2 minutes to do it. Takes a little bit of time. I sometimes don't want to leave. Last night it was like my dad's birthday, and I was like, okay, I'll come meet you guys in their condos over there when they come into town. And I was like, okay, I'll meet you guys. And I was putting this on the door. And my dad like walked around the corner, and I was just like, yeah, I put this on my door so there's no break-ins, right? I've tried to tell them about that stuff, but the maintenance man cooperating with it and kind of handing out keys, they'll just never believe that. So, and it was weird. They got here. I won't go into all that, but my parents are targeted, and I see that they have some separate gang stalking from me, and they don't acknowledge it in their lives, right? So I don't know how that, but they get mind controlled and gang stalked vehicularly and otherwise, and they don't acknowledge that it's ever happening. So how many people are just out there being targeted and don't even acknowledge any of it? Like, I mean, for mine, it's so like V2K. They wanted me to know about it and things like that, but I think they do. I remember the 10 years, like from 2000, around 2000 to 2011. I look back and there was gang stalking going on that I didn't, and I was targeted, but I didn't know about any of it, so I didn't acknowledge that it was happening, right? So I'm like, how many other people are going through that phase? Um, but I just wanted to show you all this, and then I'm trying to think if there was something else. No, I think this is it for now. There's probably some other stuff that I want to talk about, some defenses, but I think if we start networking some good ways to deter them, they're going to be spending, they spend a lot of money on gang stalkers in my building that can't break into my place, right? They've even, when I've gone to wash clothes at my parents', I have that door locked and everything, but they've gone in there because I didn't put tape on the door and cut my underwear, right? So they're breaking into my parents' house. They've even that ice maker in my parents' house, or the freezer that makes ice, they like poured water out of it onto the floor while I was washing some clothes. So they have to get me when I go wash clothes they have to do the break-in thing when I go to wash clothes at my parents' house. And I think what this is causing, because I deter them from breaking in my place and stuff, they end up paying these people to sit around, right? Some of these gang stalkers who would be breaking in, and that may, if you can deter them for long enough, they may move that person out of your community, right? Or get those people who are breaking in, totally say this person's putting that thing on their door every time, so we're going to go off to another, we're going to use it on a different target, right? Which makes me feel like horrible. I'm not sure that's what they're doing, but I know it makes them waste a lot of money and they can't get into my place. There was a guy that they moved in here, and I know it. And he was raising bugs. Like, he raised bugs, and he's working for the state. He's making money. He's getting his rent paid for, and he raised cockroaches, daddy long legs, certain kind of spiders. And he would come in here because John gave him the key. The maintenance guy gave him the key, and he would come in here and put hella roaches. And I know when I told y'all that, y'all were all like, Kyle's place is just dirty. I never get roaches or bugs in my place. Like, I am kind of dirt. I'm disheveled in my place, but I'm never like hoarders, kind of like dirt and like that kind of bad. Um, but after the putting the tape and the toilet paper on the door, no more of that. And I don't really see him around because I mean, instantly, I knew he was a gang stalker. Like, one of his things, he moved in here. He's a blonde head kid, and he immediately dyed his hair black and like started wearing, like, tried to like look like me and stuff. And I think they didn't work because I just kind of like looked at him and I was like, this is obvious. So they stopped. He went back. He dyed his hair back and stuff. And then it's like he was just putting the bugs in, not even gang stalking me to my face, right? They don't do a lot of gang stalking to my face because I'm like kind of getting better, breaking the biometrics and getting more energy. And then when I'm confronting or when I'm talking about things to people, they can't do the like anxiety as much because that one was controlled by this one in my esophagus, of course, going up to the brain and affecting the brain, right? But they're affecting the brain still and trying to make me anxious, but it's not as much, right? So they're not putting gang stalkers around me. But one thing is I live right by the stairs. Like my condo, people walk in and out of the door to the stairs right there. And there's not a lot, but sometimes slamming the door, being really loud. That's most of the gang stalking that I get around here that they're paying for, that there's a lot of money going into, is just them walking down the stairs and slamming the door because they don't put gang stalkers around me. They're keeping them away. And I think it's been so long that people are like, what the hell is going on, right? I think that I'm gonna cut this one short. I just wanted to show y'all the toilet paper thing, so y'all can deter, so you can go out. Like you should be able to like lock your windows and everything like that. And I guess there's some other ways that gang stalkers can get in, but this will at least safeguard your door. You put this on your top lock. A simple idea, but if they mess with that, it's going to rip, and you're going to know about it, and you'll have evidence that somebody came to your house if they try and go through that. Best case scenario is it works, it deters them every time you go out. Then they're like paying for a bunch of people who aren't breaking it, and maybe they move them off of you, right? So, okay, all right, guys, I love y'all. Uh, I don't know how many videos I'm gonna be making. I don't. It's kind of like, what was I thinking today? Um, the wind's blowing, right? And I've got to kind of go the way the wind blows. And there's a lot of stuff going on with me and my targeting. So it's like I'm just listening to God, and when He calls me to make a video and like let y'all know about something, I'm gonna do that. But planning to try and overcome this, and I even want to get out of the gang stalking. Like I don't want to. I'm not saying like recording it and getting proof ain't good, but we're in a different situation because like the New World Order's coming in, and it's not like the Senate already knows about this, the UN already knows about this, um, and we've just got to be thinking about like, I mean, the things I'm thinking about are kind of like, well, I want to break off the frequencies from me, break them off as much as I can to get as much energy as I can, then think of some ideas to like put some leverage behind me, right? We need leverage over these people. And it's hard to do that in big groups, like, because then it's like that lends credence to what we're saying. So, I don't know, some individual leverage that we need to get. I'll definitely let y'all know. I just don't want to say before. But then even doing those things and getting leverage, but then still moving out of the country. And I mean, I guess maybe, I haven't talked about all those different reasons, but not just because I'm being targeted and gang stalked, because of what's happening in Canada, United States, and Europe. And seems like I'm not trying to be hopeless, and people are doing stuff, and people are in court, not just for the targeting, but for all the tyranny. People are doing protests, and in Brazil, they're protesting that stolen election, right? Oh, can I put this on not our stolen election? What do you say? Oh crap, the word it's allegedly election thing in Brazil. I hope I can. I still want to put this on YouTube and BitChute. I'll try. I'll put it on BitChute and YouTube. I gotta put the other one up first, but yeah, I hope y'all are just hanging in there. Like I can say this bottom line, something really positive to end this video with. I was in a place with my targeting where it's like you feel stuck in your body, encaged in your body, and like this will never end. And I've got some solutions that make it better, but it's not stopping it. But all along the way, and I'm serious with you guys, I'm not trying to like play. play Monday morning quarterback or anything like that. Like during those times, I said, I like God gave me a feeling like there's going to be some solution you don't see, and I'm going to get you out of this. And maybe not all the way, but it's happened. Like there, so bottom line, even if you can't use the magnets or whatever, or certain things don't work, there's something that I know 100% that can make your situation better and bearable. Because like I think a couple of weeks ago, I was in a situation with my attacker where it's like he was trying to do attempted murder every day, but I like by a miracle and God helping me and the magnets and even somebody like just people helping me, it happened. Like a miracle happened where it's like at least I know he can't kill me in my sleep. Like I thought he was going to be able to kill me when I was awake. Now when I'm awake, I'm pretty good. When I sleep is the worst time. When I wake up, they do something to my head still, but the pain, the body pain and mutilation is just really good. It's down a lot, but they can still mess with my head, do the hypnosis and everything in my sleep. I wake up, and the thing why I know it's mind control is the leaps that I've taken to feel better, and God has given me miracles in the name of Jesus Christ. The God has given me these leaps in the name of Jesus Christ. Earlier before the targeting, I would have been like, oh man, I'm coming up on getting more healthy and I got it. And I'm thinking about it, but there's like artificial depression where I'm like, oh, but they're still on me. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy where I want them all the way off. So like I've done a good job in reducing the pain, but I'm staying at this level in my head. It's almost like a defensive thing because the guy on the integrated directed energy weapon systems, he stays at a certain level, even if he's like not able to do as much pain to my body and not able to do as much stuff to my mind. He's still like, you ready? We're almost there. Like he's staying at that level. So it's like almost subconsciously, I've gone to this level of, even if I'm feeling better, I'm like, no, y'all are, you're hurting me, like to them. And it creates this kind of psychological thing. So it's weird. It's weird, but I'm very thankful for feeling better. Um, it's like because I want them off, and I'm starting to use like just on my attackers, I'm starting to use passive like psychological tactics, not even knowing it. I think, and that may be God, or it may be a little part inside of me that's a little bit like my grandma or Rocket Raccoon, that kind of does things. If y'all know what I mean. My grandma is ornery. She's ornery, and she is and she's what's it called? Oh, words hard right now. So my brain, it's been a lot of torture and messing with my mind. I got a lot of healing, and I still got stuff happening to me. Grit. She's got grit. You got to have grit. You got to have grit in this. You got to have grit and determination. You got to have things in the world that mean a lot to you, and you got to have faith, connection to the chain of creation in the name of Jesus Christ. Miracles that don't. It ain't an angel flying out of the sky with fairy dust, with angel dust and stuff, or angel dust. Uh, but it happens. Things happen that just happen, like in the regular world, but it's like a miracle coming through reality. And that's how I've experienced miracles. They happen through the world where it's almost just like this thing happened. Just like these evil, like Satan made all these bad things happen to us and kind of social engineered the system so that it's like evil is coming in. The spiritual evil looks powerful, but that was all done by, manipulating the system and concrete variables. God works that way. I think he works in better ways, even way more mysterious. But those ways, if you connect with him, things will just happen and it'll seem normal. It'll seem like a miracle that just, wow, this just happened. But that's God, you know. Okay, before I ramble too much, it's still really depressing. It's still like like I feel like it's like even if you pull miracles out of your butt and God's helping me to pull miracles out of my butt, it's like it's been so long of torture that it's like it still screws up your life, and you still have people that maybe you'll never be okay with. like in your family and friends and stuff. So, uh, but all right, I love you guys. I'll see y'all on the next one. I just want to show y'all that little toilet paper thing. Just stay strong. Just in the name of Jesus Christ, please just send your infinite signal. Send your infinite signal to all these target individuals that are watching. The natural signal that we're born with, that we connect with to you, God. Just send them that strength. Send them that infinite strength and break these strongholds. Break these evil strongholds. Break them. Break them. We break their stuff. We break their stuff. All right, guys. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one.